last night we came from Boston.
Oh, okay.
With a trip to New York in between two nights in Boston to do this Vanity Fair shoot.
Oh.
Annie Leibovitz. She knows how to focus.
No.
Yeah, she knows how to keep things in focus. You know what I mean? You don't question it. Like when Annie Leibovitz is doing this, she says like.
What is she? What are they having you do? Can I ask about it?
Yeah, we did this.
I want to ask about this. This is fascinating.
Just start rolling now.
No, I'm rolling.
Okay, so let's talk about tonight and what you're doing here at SummerStage. Is this your first time performing on SummerStage?
This is the first time in Central Park on SummerStage, yeah.
It's beautiful.
It's
this
really
has got to
cool.
be one of the kind of really cool things about the job.
This is the best part of the job. I think that the due paying, as short as it was really cool, and it used to be that every part of the day was a task,
Right.
and the show was the last task, of which I really didn't have a lot of energy left. And so now, because of this production, you know, there's so much of the job that's been kind of moved on to other people that for me, my job is playing now. And so when I get on stage, all my energy for every day is dedicated to playing.
Yeah, there's like this little guy going around pretending he's John Mayer for all day long.
This is my stand-in.
Yeah, and then you come in and you're like, move it,
let's
bud,
go.
I'm here.
Here I am, and let's just raise the microphone up for me now, and let's go.
And when you look at, I mean, of course it's empty now, but people will start following. I mean, there are thousands.
That's a very Spinal Tap moment.
Seriously.
When you look at the crowd, of course, there's no crowd here.
But is it an odd thing to be playing here in Central Park in New York City? I mean, it is a very New York City thing to do. You know, everybody goes to SummerStage.
I think it's great to be accepted in New York City.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely a discriminating. It's a discriminating city in terms of people's tastes, and to be embraced here.
Right.
There's a song coming.
Yeah.
No, it's really cool. It's an honor, and you know, because these things are so special now, they make it virtually impossible for me to phone any show in.
Yeah.
You know, we're not in Lawrence, Kansas anymore.
Yeah.
You know, hi Lawrence, Kansas. Mwah.
What is sort of the official story of how you got here to this point?
You know, I don't know. The part that I feel really thankful for is that there was never any real crossover from like, bam, now you've made it. And I think that's because I love playing so much that I always felt successful. Mm-hmm. So I never really felt like there was this moment where it went from black and white to color. So I guess it just has to do with, I moved down to Atlanta in 1998 from Berklee College of Music, the special one-year program that costs a whole lot of money you don't get anything for.
And your parents are still so proud of it.
Oh, they're still really proud of it, yeah. But you know, I'll tell you something, when you're successful, everything makes sense.
Yeah.
Everything you've done makes sense.
All those mistakes, it's inspiration.
Instantly
Genius.
validated.
Genius, of
Hey,
course,
Axl
only
Rose,
1 year.
Axl Rose wore a kilt and like a catcher's outfit.
And now you have a kilt back in your dressing room.
And no one ever questioned that.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping no one questions the Berklee thing. But I moved down to Atlanta in '98 and just started playing. Started playing in acoustic clubs, which is all I could do because I couldn't find a band. And I didn't want to spend 2 years looking for a band and making excuses, you know, because when you work for yourself, which you are when you're a musician, all you have to do is make an excuse and you can go to sleep for a week, you know. So I wanted to get started and just started playing acoustic clubs, and people started going, "You got a CD?" And I went, "No." And they put their $20 back in their pants, and you go, "I'll get one," you know. And so I made
How
a
about
CD.
something on layaway? You know,
Right,
take the
right.
20 now,
Give me $20, I'll
and
make a
I'll
CD
send it
with
to you.
it.
I swear.
Well, that's kind of what you do with pre-order. It's called pre-orders. That's how you do it. And then just made a record and just started touring, and people started to tell other people. And the amazing thing is that I think we kind of live in a somewhat of a selfish age of like pop culture where everybody wants to keep their music for themselves, everybody wants to keep their art for themselves, and for some reason people come up to me after shows and say, "I just handed your CD to like 8 of my friends, and I brought them all tonight." And there's this sharing thing that's really kind of against the grain, I think, for people. And I take that as the biggest compliment of all, that someone finds it and goes, not only do I want this, but I want to prove to other people that I was on this first. So, and I want John to do well.
Yeah.
You know, people want to see me do well, which is really kind of hard to summon in people, I think. You know.
Yeah.
And so in that sense, the duty is on me to always honor that. You know?
Yeah, make sure you fulfill that.
Yeah.
There never was a moment when you were like, okay, this isn't going to work out. I need to go study something else.
There were a couple nights. There was one night when I moved down to Atlanta, and I hadn't had anything going on yet. It was in the first couple weeks, and I really felt the rock and a hard place-ness of having my grades come back from school. And so behind me, I had these grades come back, which were
they good grades?
They pronounced more like a like static. It sounded like static. And
like
yeah. And so I had that kind of to totally burn that bridge, and then I didn't know what I was doing. But for the most part, I'll write a song one night and I'll go to bed like, how could I not? That's just in me. Like, it's not a cocky thing, because I feel pretty objective in the sense of what I don't nail and what I do. And I've had more nights of going like, come on.
Hello, look at me.
Come on, I'm gonna go shopping tomorrow because I'll make your money back next year. I'm really lucky that by the time I came to a record company, I already kind of had built my world a little bit. And what I brought to a record company was, here's what I am, this is what I do, would you like to help me? Which I think is the only position you should be. If you're a young artist, you should never wait for someone else to say go.
Right.
You know, and being a musician is the only job where you can give it to yourself. You don't have to wait for anyone else. And so, and believe me, I was giving it to myself for years.
Years and years, before you got the guitar even.
Yeah.
But is it one of those things where they're like, you know, the girls really love you. If you can just keep the hair back and the shirts this way.
It was never that way. I'm really lucky. It's always been focused on the music. I remember a few comments coming back when I was kind of auditioning, I guess is the best word, for other labels, that I was too wordy. Too many words, John. The American public doesn't know that many words. They have all their research. Like, John Q. public only knows 6 words. Mom, you gotta keep doing that. You gotta do it every day to be able to do it right.
How you doing today?
Good, how good?
Excellent. Hey, can I ask a big favor?
What's that?
Can I just get the stage quiet for like 15 seconds?
Sure.
Is that a misconception that you're a nice guy? Are you really a nice guy?
Yeah, I think I'm a nice guy. I like being nice.
Yeah.
I think what it is more is that I feel like a lot of times artists are purposely not nice because they feel like it really augments their whole thing. And I like the idea of not having a whole thing. You know, I like the idea of making records and being really good at making records and being really good at playing guitar and singing, and then purposefully, and one of the most liberating things you can do is just remove your faith out of everything else in terms of like how you want to be to somebody.
Yeah.
That's my job. It's like I have a job and it's really fun, and when I'm not on the job, it's like, how are you? Which is really weird around radio festivals and stuff, because other bands are like, they have their line of sight tilted down. Like you must know.
Because they're hard-assed. You know
right, but they're really not hard-asses.
Yeah.
But it's hard. It must be hard being a hard-ass. Because it takes a lot of dedication to ignore somebody.
So you don't have like a vice or something awful that you've done or you continually do?
No.
A bad habit?
I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
A bad habit? I don't think so. I don't think so.
And is that why your album's titled?
Room for Squares?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm on the cover of my record doing this.
Because I like a square?
Yeah, and I always liked that about Dryden Mitchell from Alien Ant Farm.
Yeah.
That he always managed to say, I don't care about looking cool, and almost purposely going against the grain. And I always really respect it. I respect him for that, because my job, I want to be a badass wearing white socks and shorts, you know, because I feel pretty confident that what I do is contained inside music and singing, that I can almost purposely remove how cool I want to be anywhere else and still get away with it.
Looking back on this year, which has been an incredible year for you, just in general.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any moments that really, really stand out in your head?
Yeah, but you know, the amazing thing is that there's really too many to ever call out, you know?
Okay.
Going platinum was amazing. We just went platinum last week, and I think most of it takes place on stage. Most of those memories take place on stage after some really, really incredible experiences where you know everyone's going home like, I can't miss that again,
right.
you know? And because I feel the same way. It's not that I'm on stage just kind of on output, you know? It's like, I'm going home also going, what was that? You know, so I think most of it takes place on stage, but, and I almost feel like I have two different jobs. I'm on stage as one of my jobs, and the other job is selling records. And the selling records accolades are really cool, but they don't really come close to this, to like, you know, packing a place or getting the place, selling out a place with more people than the club's ever had or the venue's ever had, you know.
That's cool.
Platinum, that's stuff you think about when you don't tour for a while and you need something to go to, you know. I'll
Go
think
to that
I'll think
platinum
about that
thing.
later
Not
on.
bad. Not bad thing to
No,
go
it's
do.
good, but
Yeah.
like my reinforcement comes from looking at people and looking at their faces when they're listening to me play, you know. Thank you. Thank you all.